Joker, the man who stopped laughing, embodies everything that is wrong with comics. So let me tell you this. I had not read this series. I heard about issue 3 or 4 with the pregnant Joker Clayface type storyline or whatever. It was like, oh god, just a bunch of just garbage tripe, right? That's in this weird backstory in this book. This book is very, very strange in that it is about Joker, and now there's another Joker. A Joker that's going around and eliminating, leaving Gotham, going and eliminating crime people in California. You know, there's 2 different kinds of Jokers. And you're kind of like, okay, hold on. We have a hard enough time keeping track of the multiverse and some of the different versions and some of the things that you guys are doing. And now you're expecting us, the audience, to try to keep all this straight. And I don't know about other fans. I was at some point, if I didn't know it was a 12-issue story, if I was actually trying to get it as I go along, I would never have done it because I knew there were 12 issues, so I knew what I was going for, but I was very, very bored at times. Okay. Now, with that said, mind you, there are moments that are very, very good with the Joker. So I'm trying to get to something and I chose poorly. The art can be very good at times. I will admit that. I did like the art at times. I'm going to get when I don't like the arts. But I don't like this idea of this impersonation. They're phony, a phony Joker, multiple Jokers, all of that. It's always more complicated in their head than what it actually manifests. It comes across as just being this, oh, we see what you did there, Law and Order kind of thing. Like it's never as clever as they think it is. Okay. Let me go back up here because this is a perfect issue when this happens. Okay. All right. Jason Todd. Well, they do stuff like this multiple times. Jason Todd. And then you have somebody else showing up here. And you're like, what is going on? Who is the who's? It is the Joker in this case, but you don't always get like introductions properly of following what is going on. So I can't stand that. I can't stand a book that doesn't just tell me this is Jason Todd, this is Stephanie, this is Barbara. Now, sometimes it's revealed in the dialogue, but if you're not going to do proper recaps, I'm pretty sure this book does not have the recap. Yeah, no recaps. So no recaps, no abilities to jump in midstream. So you picked up issue number 4, and you're like, let me just check it out. I heard it was good or bad or whatever. It's like you don't have recaps. You have characters coming and going. You don't know who some of them are. You have this inconsistency with this whole story because you've made this very convoluted story, right? So I just can't handle any of that. Okay, I didn't hate all of the Joker because at times he's very Joker. At times it's all very, very good. See, here we have another. Yeah, oh, it's Harley. Do you know it's Harley? Because she's wearing a Supergirl outfit. Because if you didn't notice the hair, she's not really dolled up to know she's Harley. I mean, she is. I think it's one of these things where the critics are going to be, oh, you're just dumb if you don't notice that, or you're whatever. Okay, well, what if I'm a brand new reader? And this profanity. Oh my gosh, the amount of just, oh. Anyway, so the who's who and who shows up when, who everybody's supposed to be. Compounded with we have who's the real Joker, who's the fake Joker, but it just keeps going on and on and on. Okay. Now, the controversy, of course, centers around these backup stories. So these backup stories are at the end. Let me get to those. Right here, we're gonna get to it. This is still. Yeah, okay. So this is what they do. They do these sort of like retro logo stories. And what they should have done is not do any of this and put it in its own book called like Joker Tales or something like that. They are extremely irritating because they don't even remotely fit the feel of the rest of the book, right? This is the clown prince of crime has pulled off his most hilarious prank yet, killing all the birds in Gotham City, alongside his trusty henchmen, Jackanapes and Gaggy. So that's the gimmick in every single book, is that there's this little flashback looking feel, bright colors of this, and it's always about Joker basically trying to get in a girl's pants, right? There's all these jokes, there's all these gags. Gaggy's going to get killed. It's all this stuff that keeps happening. It's all weird, things like that. It happens in multiple ways with multiple characters. That's how you end up with the pregnant Joker storyline, which was terrible. This kind of stuff. So to make matters worse, if you didn't notice this is issue number 4. You end up with books that are now $5.99. I looked them up. Want to make sure I knew. $5.99. Multiple variant covers. Sometimes there's variant covers that have nothing to do with the book. I don't understand that. I don't get that. Like, it's such a weird thing. Look how unattractive and interesting this book is. Like, does that make you want to buy the book? Does that make you go, I wonder what's going on there? I mean, it's clearly Clayface, but this is not the story. It's just this misleading the reader. It doesn't feel as like you had a cover artist who didn't really have the whole story. Like, Roy Thomas did covers sometimes, and they were like this. They don't match the inside like at all. Okay, but they were like different cities in the 70s. There wasn't communication that way. Now you feel like they do this just for the gimmick, right? Because that's what they're doing. This book is everything wrong. It's expensive. It's got variant gimmicks. It has no sort of like respect or admiration of the character that it's working on. It doesn't give me any summaries or introductions or things like that to let me be able to jump in and out of a story and keep track better, especially if I'm a novice. The story meanders all over the time and wastes my time. It didn't need to be 12 issues. It should have probably been closer to 6. The characters aren't always like, they're constantly being disrupted. Like, there's times where he is Joker and he's funny and he's goofy and he makes sense and he's reckless and chaotic and violent. And there's other times where it's just like a waste of my time, just filling panels. Nothing interesting happening, nothing going on here. Nothing to see, people. Nothing to see. So, I know most of you are like, I don't care. I'm not reading DC books. I get it. I read it so you didn't have to. But more importantly, I wanted you to understand, like, the problem is so epidemic. Like, even the positive elements in the story or things that I could like hang your hat on with the art or whatever, it's like, it's so much work to whittle that down to something to put your finger on. It's just not worth your time. It's just not. And at $6, so that means if you bought one copy of each book, you would have spent over $70. $70. DC, you are asking people to spend $70 on that? You better deliver something a whole lot better than what we got. Just saying. That's my take on it, folks. You tell me what you guys think. I am Pops.